tomorrow night on MLB Network. It's a rematch of last year's playoffs as Albert Pujols and the Cardinals look to settle a score with the Dodgers. Thursday Night Baseball, driven by Chevrolet. Dodgers and the Cardinals tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific here on MLB Network. Mitch Williams, you're a pitching guy. I know I mentioned those sluggers, but what about that matchup, Kershaw and Wainwright?
It will be a dandy of a matchup. Clayton Kershaw is throwing the ball extremely well, and Adam Wainwright, he's just doing what he does. He just continues to win.
Well, a guy that is trying to resurrect his career, and he's one of these local products here, the hometown kid, playing with the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Grew up in Towanda, just a couple of hours north of here. And that is Nate Bump to face hitter numbers 5, 6, 7, beginning with Gibbons. And this guy went your route. We talked about when you were managing an independent league baseball. He resurrected his career in part due to that.
And you look at him, he's 33 years old. He's still trying to compete. And it's the old adage, you never know. I mean, you come here and you throw the ball well and show you can get people out. There's no telling what can happen. Some team may come along, scout you, see you, and may have a need for you. So that's what these kind of guys are hoping to do. And he's done well.
Had a great year. That ERA coming in 2.48. This is the highest guy ever drafted out of Penn State. So you're talking about a Nittany Lion who the Giants saw. Took him the 25th overall spot in '98. It's been up with the Florida Marlins. And here's a pop-up. Looks like his teammate Tracy will yield. And Valleca there. Gibbons retired. He's 0 for 2. And, you know, Nate Bump, again, having this great year, 7 and 4 after being in Toledo a year ago. And he is 3rd in the league. Now, Jeremy Hellickson may have started this game, but he was out starting the Futures game in the Major League Baseball Showcase out in Anaheim. You see Chris Resop, a guy that's both been in relief and as a starter. He's got a 1.84, but that's a very good ERA for a pitcher, regardless of what league you're pitching in.
Well, and you see there, he threw a very good cut fastball there to get in on the hitter. Again, if you can locate, you can get out.
Mitch, he's a sinker ball guy, and I remember talking to Tommy John. One of the frustrations for Tommy John not in the Hall of Fame is that he's got great numbers, but he wasn't a big strikeout pitcher. No. And a lot of people don't look at the other things. What about ground ball to at-bat ratio? Why is it always strikeouts? And Bump's kind of the similar style. This guy can really carve up some hitters, get a lot of ground balls with a sinker. That's not sexy. No,
it's not sexy, and it's not what catches a fan's attention. What catches a fan's attention is the ability to blow guys away. But for me, the guy that can command the strike zone and throw the ball where he wants, those are the ones that impress me. Greg Maddux, he's a Hall of Famer, and he had zero ability to blow people away, but he had a very, very good cutter and sinker that kept the ball off the barrel of the bat, and that's all you're after.
Now that one's going to scoot through past Nunez, who's a very good defensive shortstop. And Mark Trumbo, a big-time Angels prospect with great power, has been on base both times, a walk, now a single. And the only run of the game has come from this guy when Darwin Barney was able to single through the middle with 2 outs to bring in Matt Miller back in the 2nd inning.
And this is what you get into with a pitch-to-contact pitcher. Sometimes contact finds holes, and that ball's not very far out of the reach of the shortstop, just far enough that it's a base hit. And now Bump needs to do exactly what he's been doing. Get ahead, force the hitter to hit his pitches. You know, it's a great story for Bump. I mean, this guy was out of baseball, Mitch. His wife goes into a tuxedo shop down in Florida, happens to run into a guy who runs a baseball academy by the name of Mike Keaty. And he goes, your husband is Bump. I watched him with the Florida Marlins, and I hated his pitching mechanics, hated his delivery. Anyway, they talked about it. He worked out with Mike Keaty, and all of a sudden, he's back in professional baseball, knocking at the door at AAA. I mean, you never know where your life's going to take you. But a tuxedo store for your wife? Yeah, I wouldn't imagine getting into baseball via a tuxedo store, but... There's the ground out. That wouldn't happen to us because we're not the guys that like to wear tuxedos all that often. If I'm in a tuxedo store, it's because I'm lost. We'll go into the bottom of the 4th, still 1-0.